What the hell did we just watch?
Okay. What the hell did we just watch? What the hell was that? That was truly a what the hell film. I think.
That was definitely a what the hell film.
There were a few what the hell moments.
So we watched a film called Bird.
With Barry Keoghan.
Barry Keoghan.
And
previously in Dunkirk. He had a small part in...
Dunkirk.
He was a very big part in Saltburn.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Banshees of Inisherin.
The Banshees of Inisherin, that was really good. Was he briefly in Peaky Blinders as well? I feel like we're on a theme here.
Was he in Peaky Blinders?
I don't know, was he?
I don't know. That's one for the comments.
I don't know if he was the brother or... I don't know, maybe I'm getting them all confused.
One for the comments.
One for the comments.
Yeah. Right.
So... wow, that was a film and a half. Crikey,
film and a half, yeah. We paid £5 for it.
$4.59 on Rakuten.
Rakuten. It's fairly new. I think it's like, at least, it's definitely 2024 film, so it's quite new. And, yeah, what's your opinion and what are your thoughts?
Wow, just a lot going on there.
So let's start from the beginning.
Okay. I hate how you always have rules.
I have rules because you'll just go mad.
Yeah.
You'll just start talking about Barry Keoghan being in Peaky Blinders.
Mad things, yeah. Okay, so structure. The beginning of the film was really good. Also filmed like square. Like, I think you mentioned that about the last one. Square.
Not quite full screen, a little bit.
Not quite full screen, and shaky camera, which made me feel a bit seasick.
Yeah, lots of handheld shots. I don't know what they shot it on. Again, if anyone like real film buffs can tell us, we'd love to know.
I love the way you're talking to our audience.
The audience.
Yeah.
I think there's hundreds and thousands of them. So.
I think that initially you sort of don't know what's going on. You know that there's this young girl, and very quickly you can tell that she's like going through some stuff.
Yeah.
And then the dad comes along, Barry Keoghan, her dad, and then starts to put this picture together of a young girl, maybe not living the very best life in somewhere in the south. We don't know initially where. No. The south of England.
They got very
all got great accents.
London accents.
London.
And there's a lot of like London cultural like things
references,
in there, references. But then there's a ferry going past, so we were like, oh, it must be in the south. But
I think that it's like in the Thames, on the Thames, close to the mouth of the Thames.
Yeah, which it ended up being. And where was it?
Gravesend.
Gravesend,
Kent.
Yeah. Never been. Don't know what Gravesend's like. Well, I've got a little bit of a idea now. Working class town.
There,
yeah. Listen, don't want to put off our fans from Gravesend. So, you know.
No, but it looks like a town that struggled. I'm guessing it was set in like summer because there's just kids everywhere in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And causing havoc, lots of poverty, lots of unemployed people.
Yeah.
And that, like, I think I was thinking at one point, like, that could be anywhere in England. That could be any town.
It could have been.
I think any town in England has got certain areas where it feels a little bit forgotten.
Yeah.
Where it feels like if you don't have money, you're knackered.
It felt, a little bit like that. And that was definitely, like, a theme. It was very much like her father was a drug dealer.
Yeah.
He's got this toad that so it's a bit mad. Again, spoilers.
Spoilers. Bum, bum, bum.
He's got this toad that he thinks he's going to milk for the, like...
hallucinogenic,
yeah. So it's like an LSD toad or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's a bit of like a background theme.
I forgot that even happened because so much happened in this film.
And there's like singing to the toad and stuff. Listen, at first it was quite just like a gritty drama, wasn't it? And we'll get to the end bit where it's sort of like goes a bit of a.
But you get to know these characters. Basically, these poor kids have been like a bit forgotten. Irresponsible young parents
Yeah.
Very young parents, very irresponsible. They don't live right. They live in like in a abandoned building, right?
Like like an
An
old block,
block of flats.
flower block, tower block.
Tower block. And then the mom, so she lives with her dad, but then it turns out that the mom is close by and she's just as bad, very bad relationships. But then this, and I think while we're learning all these things and they're introducing all these characters, she's clearly going through some stuff. She's 12. And,
she's pretty much like fending for herself.
Very self-sufficient.
And
surrounded by lots of masculine male energy. Yeah. So she's not being cared for as like a 12-year-old girl with like any good female role models.
She's quite tomboyish.
Yes. Which I can relate to at that age, especially when you've got like an older brother and like you're hanging out with him and all his friends, which is exactly what she was doing.
Exactly. And she's a bit of a loner maybe.
Yeah.
Like she likes making little videos on her phone and she likes animals, that's clear. She's filming birds and things like this, and that's where the theme of the film.
And this like new character gets introduced called Bird, and she just appears on a wind, basically.
Yeah, so that's your first kind of like glimpse of the
supernatural.
Yeah, something like that.
Mythical.
But then he's like a bit of a safety sort of like character for her, a bit of a hero.
I think if we were watching this and it was like film studies, you know, in school they always make you watch like a mad film and then you have to like interpret it and say what the director was thinking and why they did certain shots. I can't go into that because that's all a bit beyond me, but I think exactly that this character Bird was brought in as like a bit of a safety net because there's some changes happening. The dad's going to get married, she's 12, she just got her period, so there's like some big emotional changes going on, and then this character arrives to sort of make her feel safe. But weirdly, as with all these movies, everyone can see him.
Everyone can see
him. So
it's
not like a figment of her imagination. Everyone can see him and is going, who's that bloke?
Yeah, but he has... And he's got a bit of a history there. So he used to live there, and he's searching for his family.
Are we just saying the whole movie?
No, but that's an important theme, that he's a character, he's a real character, but there's like a magical element to it.
And that maybe he went through something similar to what she did.
Exactly.
Like two parents who maybe didn't care as much.
Exactly. And even though he's a bit like mad, a bit loco.
I'd love to know who he is as an actor.
He's good, isn't he? He's got a hair lip.
Is he Spanish?
I'm not sure.
He has a Spanish accent.
I'm not sure.
Should we Google it? Pull out the old phone.
We'll Google it. But, while you're Googling, so...
I just googled Bird, sorry.
Bird, well, yeah, he's a bird.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a calming character, and it like gives her a bit of a safety net, and it's almost like it's in her imagination, but we realise it's not. Mm-hmm. Like it's almost like she wishes she had a person like that in her life, a little bit of stability, like a calming character. Go on.
So his name is Franz Rogowski. And
is he Polish?
He's got a wonderful mustache in this picture. He's a German actor.
Okay.
He has appeared in films directed by Michael Haneke, I don't know who those people, and Terrence Malick. I don't think I've ever seen him. But he's very distinctive looking, and he's got like a Joaquin Phoenix vibes because he had a cleft palate. So he's got that great scar.
I called it a hair lip. That's another thing. Is it a hair lip or a cleft palate?
It's definitely a cleft palate.
Okay. Is hair lip like... I think an old thing that they used to call
probably
it.
like an old derogatory thing. Yeah, my grandma had one and it was beautiful.
A beautiful hair lip.
Beautiful cleft palate. Which is nuts. If you don't know what a cleft palate is, basically when a baby is born, the palate is born apart. And so there's an entire gap at the top of your mouth into your nasal passage, which can make you really, really sick. And so they actually have to do an operation to sew that together, which is nuts. I had no idea.
It's mad, isn't it? But then it sometimes extends sort of.
It almost always extends
into
the
mouth,
lips, because cool. You're born with it like open, which is nuts.
There's a few actors with it. There's an English one who's got it. It doesn't stop anyone. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix is like won Oscars, hasn't he? So fair play.
There was also another great actor in this, which I think is worth mentioning, the Scouser.
Oh, the Scouser, he's good, isn't he?
Yes. Very terrifying, which most Scousers are.
Yeah, he plays like really, strangely, an aggressive Scouser, how weird. Like he's kicking off, and he's the mother's boyfriend.
Terrible boyfriend.
Abusive guy.
Horrible.
So there's an underlying theme of, like, this is going to sound dark, but it's child abuse, but it's not like sexual or nasty like that, but it's just like neglect. And it's like very sad at times, to be honest.
Very sad, yeah. When you think of how many children are actually living like that.
Yeah, 100%.
I think, did they say, because you look at those kids and you think, wow, they should be in the system, or like they should be with people who care for them. But I think I read statistically that 4,000 children a year get adopted.
In the UK?
In the UK.
Wow.
And the rest of them are just in the system.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough people to adopt them.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And you look at those kids in that film and you think, crikey, they don't stand a chance.
They don't stand a chance.
But it's a reality, right? That so many people do live like that. And even in this day and age, because that was modern. That's based on now. And I do think it's just a glimpse into what goes on in these towns where people are forgotten. And
there's like no hope.
Yeah, and maybe the system is so... I won't say it's failed them, because I think it's probably so under pressure that it doesn't have a choice to fail them. Do you know what I mean? Like, they fall through the cracks. And I think the idea was that Bird came back to look for his parents, because he said something around along the fact of, like, he just disappeared.
Yeah. And
so his parents didn't know where he went. They stopped looking or something.
Yeah.
And I get the idea that that's like a bigger metaphor, if we were in film studies, for the fact that the system failed him.
Yeah.
And is failing all those other children that we saw in the film.
I think so, yeah. What did you like about the film then?
I enjoyed... This is so deep, but I enjoyed the fact that even in these moments of like terribleness and like bleakness, she's living, like, you sort of question when she last had a shower and if the dad is really okay in his mind. There's like these just little moments of like comedy and like light, because I think that's what life is, right?
It is, yeah. In the darkness,
that you still find something to be happy about, even when people have nothing.
Yeah.
They'll still find joy, and
she slowly sort of like loves this character. She's also got younger siblings which she cares for, and there's love there.
Yeah.
The dad, although Barry Keoghan's character, he's not a good father, but he's not abusive, and he's just a bit like a child and a bit lost himself.
And again, I think you find out that he had one of his kids, probably the older brother, when he was 16.
Yeah.
So that explains everything, right? And so you can't help but feel, you don't feel angry to him. You feel like more an affinity to him. Like you feel
sympathetic,
or
what the word is.
But I like the way eventually the handheld shots grow on you, and you're sort of like in it. It feels like you're watching them on your, like you know them.
It's not a big budget film, and it's gritty and it's like urban, and I really like that side of it. That the handheld gives you that feel of being very close to it all.
Yeah. Soundtrack was good.
Soundtrack was very good. Yeah, he had some punk songs, and
then like these intermittent, really like eerie, feely songs.
Yeah, a little bit of Blair and a few others. Yeah, I liked. Lots of it. The acting was good, and I think the story was quite interesting.
Very different.
But there is a hell of a left turn.
And as there is with most of these films, I think you just come to expect them now. You're sort of waiting for like some bird to fall from the sky.
Yeah.
But again, when you sort of like stop and look at it and you think of it as a metaphor for like everything she's going through and her big changes, it's like, oh, that's a really nice way of looking at it.
It's like a big summer for her, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, as a kid.
It's like all the films you love are like boyhood, coming of age films, and that's exactly what this was. But it was interesting to see it from like a girl's perspective in that environment as well.
Because she cuts her hair from like what she had when she was a baby, or when she was young, and then she's grown up a little bit, and she's very independent, but still a kid.
So a coming of age film. Put that one down.
Yeah, I'm really aware of the time now, because two of our really good followers and listeners or viewers,
our biggest fans,
Stuart and Darren, they've complained that sometimes it can be a bit long
and that we waffle. But I don't want to just say Yeah, 10 weeks. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Well, that's it. Yeah. I mean, you're a waffler, aren't you?
I am a
You
waffler.
do like to waffle.
I like to waffle. Okay, well,
part of the fun.
maybe we don't give too much away next time.
I don't think we haven't given away the end, so it's it's worth a watch. I think.
Yeah. Maybe that's our thing. We can spoil a few bits, but not the end.
Exactly. Are we going to do thumbs or is it something
thumbage? That's our thing, though.
Thumbage, yeah.
We said thumbage out of 10, and then was it worth paying for? Because we paid a whopping £4.49, a fiver. I think it was definitely worth paying for.
It was worth paying for.
Yes.
Yeah, for £4.50.
Thumbs up. What should we give the last one? I think I said 7.
No, I think it was 8 or 9.
I said 8.
We went high.
I might go 7 on this one.
You're going to go? I was going to go 6.
Yeah, 6. I'll stay with you on 6.
6 thumbs.
6 thumbs.
6 thumbs.
Worth a watch.
Definitely worth a watch.
Worth the feelings. Barry Keoghan is great. I'll pretty much watch anything he does.
Yeah, and it's a nice glimpse into British life.
Yeah. They did that part very, very well. Yeah.
And Gravesend.
Very
I've never seen a programme about Gravesend. So
fans of This Is England might enjoy it.
I think so. Yeah, it's gritty British.
Yeah.
What's the underclass? Not working class, underclass.
Yeah. Forgotten.
The
forgotten bunch.
Bit of No Hope.
Yeah. Very good.
But not as depressing as you think, despite the themes of child abuse.
No, I
drugs.
actually laughed out loud a few times.
Yeah, a few times. And there's a few nice moments.
What's the time? What time are we on?
I don't know how long it's run for.
No.
I don't know.
Well, keep it short then.
Keep it short. Keep Stuart and Darren happy.
Stuart and Darren, I hope that you love this. Please, small thumbs up for us. Big thumbage.
Also, please do comment. Is Tash rambling too much? Is the thumbage a good thing? Are there any films you want us to review?
Yeah, that would be cool if somebody told us what to watch, because we just pick random stuff.
We have to say that we caveat that we don't pay more than £5.
And we almost never watch any comic book movies.
No, Jesus.
Tony hates them.
We've walked out of 3 films, I think.
3? No, we haven't. You're such a movie snob.
Listen, you wanted to go home once.
You probably dragged me.
Fast and the Furious, you walked out on.
Yeah, but
Avengers, I'm pretty not even sure why we watched it, because we didn't watch any of the others, and then we just watched the end game. So it was just nonsense. Bad. It was just the Hulk doing things.
We walked out on a third.
I think we walked out on a third, Shawshank Redemption, I think we walked
out on.
No,
we sat through the bloody Hangover 3 for crying out loud.
Oh, geez, that was our first ever film.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
I'm waffling now. Thanks for watching. We're going to keep these things coming. Every weekend there's going to be a new film reviewed. And that's it. And normally our...
Yeah, Nova's sleeping in the corner.
Mascot's normally on the knee.
We'll just superimpose her over here.
And, yeah. That's us. Over and out.
Over and out. Bye.
Bye.